When your Christmas gifts arrive late, well, that's bad, right? And when you shop at Target and your credit card or your debit card gets hacked, then that's really bad. But things just got worse because now the politicians are getting involved. Welcome, everyone. I'm Liz MacDonald. Democratic Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal immediately calling for UPS to give customers refunds for late Christmas deliveries, and Democratic New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez wants to get involved now in the Target mess. He wants a Federal Trade Commission to investigate the hack and have more teeth to deal with it. We've got Public Notice Executive Editor Gretchen Hamel. She says, you know what, keep the government out of this. The markets can fix it because the politicians will only make things worse. What did you make of this, the news here, Gretchen, that these politicians are getting involved in these problems?
Oh, I think it's just political grandstanding. They're trying to take advantage of an issue that is top of the news right now and trying to insert themselves into news and also insert their issue into, bigger government policies. And what we've seen here is that these senators need to look at themselves in the mirrors, remind themselves of what they've promised the American people when it comes to a number of different issues, including Obamacare, that are just worse off and have been bigger broken promises than not delivering a Christmas gift before Christmas.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, that basically there are bigger problems that DC has to get involved with. But, there's late-breaking news on the Target hack. Now, Target is now saying, Gretchen, that actually PIN numbers that you use to access, your debit accounts, that the code was hacked into, that these criminals could have taken the code. Senator Menendez is essentially saying, this breach of the firewall at Target is really scary. He wants the FTC more involved. Do you think that is legitimate for Senator Robert Menendez to get involved here at the Target problem?
I really don't see how the government is going to solve this issue when it comes to data breach. When it comes to identity theft, it's always a cat and mouse game. It's the hackers trying to outpace the people who are trying to figure out where the holes are and how to patch the holes. And we've seen the same thing happen with healthcare.gov. I mean, time and time again, they have been warned of the problems that healthcare.gov has when it comes to exposing, Social Security numbers, and we've actually seen data be sent out to several hundreds of thousands of people from healthcare.gov. The government really doesn't have a great record to stand on, and this isn't just a problem within the private sector. We've seen this problem again and again with the government.
Now, to your point about healthcare.gov, we've got Representative Diane Black out of Tennessee. She's a Republican congresswoman. She's saying, I have a bill that I think we need to enact that would tell Americans if their personal information was hacked into on the healthcare.gov website. But we see no movement on that front right now, Gretchen, right?
Well, we don't see any movement on that front, and right now when it comes to, Congress, everything's kind of at a pause as we get through the holiday season. But the difference between what Target and what the government is doing is that Target is being very upfront with its customers. It's telling them the steps they are taking to make sure that they protect their identities. Now, when it comes to the government, like you said, they're not being so upfront with the American public with what is and is not being out there and actually what the breaches are.
Yeah, and let's get back to Senator Menendez, because if the FTC gets involved, that just seems like more penalties and fines on the part of Target when you already have the Justice Department Secret Service looking into the hack, you have law enforcement looking into the hack. But, the thing is with the UPS, and that's really interesting, we've got the senator coming out of Connecticut saying, UPS should do more in the way of refunds, but UPS is already doing that. And here's the thing, Gretchen, we have the retailers themselves, the online retailers possibly overpromising, saying, you're going to get your packages in Christmas time, even if you order 2 days before Christmas. Isn't this more of a market problem?
It is a market problem. I mean, in one we should be kind of happy about because the economy is needing people to get out there and spend money. And what we saw is that UPS and FedEx and even the U.S. Postal Service didn't take into account the influx of orders that they would have this year. There are more orders than they expected, and that's a good thing. So, you got to see the silver lining in this. Yes, they made promises that they couldn't keep on the retailer end. FedEx and UPS and the USPS are trying to do things to make it right. And remember, USPS is a government-run service too. But they're trying to do what it make it right. But consumers have the ability to not buy into those promises. When it comes to what the government is offering, when it comes to the health care, we don't have that option.
Yeah, and the other thing with the consumers is with getting their Christmas gifts delayed You know, the thing is, retailers have been grooming consumers to wait for discounts, so wait to the last minute. It's a chance you take, right, Gretchen?
It is. It's a chance you take. Hey, you know what? I had family members who were procrastinators and didn't plan, and yeah, there were some people who didn't have gifts underneath the Christmas tree.
Okay, thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Next up, UPS overpriced